Dude, I love PowerPoints.
All right, well, welcome. This is episode 1 of a Meandering Mixtape, a production of Toll Records. And we're going to do some intros in just a moment. But to let everybody know what we're talking about today is Monday, May 26, 2025. It is Memorial Day, and before we get started, I just wanted to recognize that it was Memorial Day. And if you are remembering somebody, our thoughts go out, and we appreciate all of the service and the ultimate sacrifice. And we do have Morgan here today. You've got something you do on Memorial Day. You want to just take a couple minutes?
For sure. So Memorial Day, I remember my father, who was a vet before he became an ultra hippie. He always had the utmost respect, though, for anybody that served, and it was he wasn't the best military personnel for sure in his time, but it affected him. You could tell. And, we'd always put up the American flag every 4th of July around the property. And then he taught me how to fold the flag, and we'd make sure it was super tight every time. And, it was important to him. And Memorial Day, he'd try to have a bonfire of some sort, burn something. I don't know. That was like his thing.
And you did that today.
I did that today. The weather was right. I had a whole bunch of stuff we've been trimming and needed to burn. So lit it up.
Check your socials. There's a picture. It's a nice picture.
Thank you.
There's a heck of a bonfire there.
That's right when it got started, dude.
Nice.
The initial flame.
Appreciate it. So what is the Meandering Mixtape? Well, I'm your host, Ryan, president of Toll Records. And what we're doing is getting together to talk about the events within the Snoqualmie Valley area, but really the people that we're going to bring together on this podcast are those that are behind the scenes making those things happen, the professionals of the industry, I dare say.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, so lean into that a little bit. And
we meander in some professionalism.
Every once in a while. And so we want to give a little more insight into how these things come together. And as everybody knows, they all happen very quickly. We've got a very condensed season.
Quick.
Yeah. And so my background is in audio and putting together potentially a studio to do recording, mixing, mastering, and a whole ton of other artist services.
We need it.
So that we can finally record and get these artists some visibility. That really is the goal, fill the gap. So that's me real quick. And to my right, we've got Travis. Travis, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm Travis Weatherby. I am the owner of Last Light Photography. And I do photography and social media for almost every town festival. So I think there's 12, 9, 11. I don't know. There's a lot.
It's neither of those numbers, but
all right.
It's
I think it's like
there's 8.
8, thank you.
Yeah.
So
you're close. You're right there.
It feels like
who's counting
that
at that point?
You're at other events that are not officially festivals.
Correct. Yes.
So you'll see.
Yeah, because he's the most sought after photographer in the region.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Thank you. So
yeah, he's the tall Viking if you've ever seen him out and about.
Yeah, so I'm usually I do event photography.
And he is wearing underwear under his kilt, people.
Well, if this is a utility kilt, so technically, if I was technically wearing a real kilt, there would be no underwear. So,
which is okay because it's mostly a podcast.
Yeah,
you should definitely wear underwear at these town festivals. Okay?
Yeah. So that's why I'm wearing the utility kilt.
Good.
So
right,
They
good.
get little biking shorts underneath.
Cool. Good.
So yeah, I do event photography. So for almost all of the town festivals, as well as music festivals like Brody Nation, and a few others. So
excellent. And your work is spectacular. You do other other photography as well intermixed.
Yeah. So I do nightscape photography. I'm Aurora Borealis chaser, and then landscape. But yeah, I do senior portraits, wedding photography. Yeah, family photography as well.
Putting the professional.
All of it. Yeah.
Well, maybe not all of it.
Not all of it. Yeah, not quite all of it, but rock and roll photography as well. So, I mean, that kind of falls under the event photography mostly, but I do shows as well specifically. So,
Yeah. Excellent. So, putting the professional in professional photographer.
Yes.
Excellent. And then, of course, we've got Morgan Henley.
Hey. I do some meandering around the valley, that's for sure. I meander in event production. I own a company called Morgan Henley Presents. And do a festival called Brody Nation Music Festival right here. Here's the 2020 shirt. And actually, I don't think I've ever worn this shirt, actually. I think I grabbed the one that's never been worn.
that's 22 right there.
What did I say?
2020.
Oh, no, this is 2022.
It's okay. We'll fix it in post.
Because we didn't have 2020.
I was going to say, I mean,
Yeah.
21's when I came along, so.
Well, 2020 didn't exist for Brody.
Correct.
It kind of did, actually. We did a video shoot down there, actually.
Yeah, I was going to say, I did see the video
Yeah.
shoot for
We did something. We were
David,
getting
right?
held down.
Yeah.
But anyway, the intro, right? That's what we're doing.
Well, just intro to you, intro
Well,
to the people who are going to make this thing up.
I'm a part of quite a few nonprofits as well in the community. I'm a board member on the Arts Foundation, Valley 104.9, and the Duvall Chamber of Commerce with this guy.
Duvall Chamber.
You got to have a Viking on there. Shout out to the Chamber. Great organization to be a part of.
It is.
Hopefully we're going to be announcing something here pretty soon. But I can't announce it right now. It's not time.
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
It's cool.
Soon. We'll come back together.
Cool collaboration. We'll talk about it in July. Yeah.
Excellent.
And then, yeah, born and raised here in Carnation, Washington, on the property where Brody Nation is held, the old hippie land.
At Club Tolt.
Down Tolt River Road. Club Tolt. It's looking pretty, dude. Down there today, doing the burn. Found a bunch of statues that I hadn't seen in a while that the ferns had just taken over and nobody just forgot about. One of them's this cool monkey guy with like a bicycle helmet on. Somebody put a bicycle helmet on him. I don't know where I'm going to put it yet, though.
So, a little early. But one of the things that we are going to do is record one of these things live.
Oh, yeah, on the hippie stage.
On the hippie stage. That's coming up a couple of weeks, right before Brody.
Yep.
And we'll get that out as quickly as possible. That'll be all about the history of Brody Nation, the property.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
The significance of the river.
There's a big significance with the river.
So we'll get
It all
into
comes
that.
from the river.
Again, the people who make this thing happen, the stories, the current happenings, and why they're happening, and a little bit of history. And if you're wondering why we are here, sitting on couches, this is the beginning of the podcast lounge here at Tolt Records Studio. And it will evolve over time, but we wanted to start this thing, get it going before the festival season. So it is absolutely a work in progress, and I hope you're enjoying it. And what are we going to talk about today? That's pretty much the podcast. We'll try and do one of these a month, maybe a little bit more. Maybe I'll pull in some people and interview them intermixed to when we get back together. But so look for the episodes, subscribe.
With the busyness.
It'll be distributed to all of the normal podcast distribution, your Spotify, Apple Music, anywhere you listen to your podcasts. Get it. Get it. Morgan's anti-internet right now, I think.
I don't know. I'm just if this thing ever took off and I got a bunch of money from Spotify, I'd feel bad about it. That's what I was thinking. That was just what was going through my head.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Who would you rather the money go to?
will come from.
Well, yeah, but it has to go somewhere. I mean, that's their whole job is to distribute the membership fees to the artists, right?
What, you want to go into what, Spotify right now?
No.
What I think about Spotify? I don't know if we should start.
I don't think we're going to be long.
Yeah,
Let's sidestep
All right. So what is on the agenda today?
Yeah.
So on the agenda today, real quick.
We'll save that for like episode 9.
We're going to talk about the June events. We got Duvall Days, the 6th and 7th, Snow Valley Pride Picnic on the 8th, Fall City Days on the 14th, and of course, wrapping up towards the end of the month is the Carnation Block Party on the 21st. We're going to talk about
it's going to be a banger.
Playlists.
Oh, yeah.
That have come together, which I'll show if we have time. And again, it is a podcast. I'll describe the playlist, I guess, but we will be releasing a YouTube video of what we're doing here so you can see just how fresh this whole thing is. And we'll talk about some upcoming shows. We just talked about Live from the Hippie Stage. And June 20-something-th, towards the end of June, we'll have a whole episode on everything happening in July. So let's get into it. Duvall Days. Who wants to talk about Duvall Days?
Duvall Days.
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 Little throwback.
Throwback.
Yep.
65th anniversary. To the best of our knowledge. Throw that
he's responding
disclaimer
to internet,
in there.
He's responding to internet comments in his head. Just
no, I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, it says it on the logo, so
yeah.
So it must be true because you posted.
It's right there.
So the poster says the 65th, and you posted it on the internet, so it must be true.
I mean, yeah.
It's been established.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's been established.
Good.
99.7.
So yeah, the days. So DAZ. How'd that come about, man?
The DAZ. Well, that's what Duvall Days was called at a period of time. Was the DAZE, and it was in like the early 2000s, late 90s, I believe. So I had this idea of doing a lot of the town festivals posters this year of kind of Haight Ashbury, Fillmore West, those 1960s and 70s famous posters. So I asked Mike Hawkins, shout out Mike Hawkins, Human for Now Studios, who designs a lot of my posters and designed that one. We had a talk, and I asked him if it would sound like something he'd want to do, and of course he was into it. So this one we kind of just brainstormed and had some input from the committee too to get that final product there.
It's an excellent
definitely
poster.
Trippy.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
And we got the giraffe in there too, you know.
Yeah.
What's the giraffe?
I don't know, dude.
What's the giraffe?
The giraffe's awesome, and Duvall has adopted it.
Okay.
Okay, but it has something to do with the land bridge or
It's
something, or Animal
Bridge
Crossing.
over there on Redmond Ridge. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So it's not necessarily a Duvall thing. The opposition to the land bridge came from Duvall. So the general theme was that we had a giraffe that we'd be needing to use this. So.
And see, the real story isn't that fun.
No.
So I don't even care. It's a giraffe. Let's have the giraffe. We've accepted the draft. It's on the posters.
Yeah.
Deal with it. Duvall has a giraffe mascot now. It's fine.
Deal. I like it.
Yeah.
It's everywhere now. There's no going back.
They're going to be in the parade.
It's on the
real
street
ones.
signs. Yeah. It's on the street signs.
A flock?
So it's over.
Is that what they call a grouping of giraffe? A flock? I wonder what it is.
I would be a herd, maybe.
Probably a herd.
Should probably Google that.
A herd of giraffe.
Right. Next show. We'll figure that out for the next
Or wait,
show.
can I not say that?
Be a stand of giraffe. Because they're tall like trees, you know?
Yeah. But back to the poster. Where'd the poster go?
Oh, we're gonna put that. We'll put that back up. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. So Friday, June 6th, it's the pre-funk with the ref run at the park, McCormick Park. They do a fantastic 5K run.
That is the Riverview Education Fund.
Foundation.
Foundation, thank you.
Yeah, foundation. Riverview Education Foundation. And there'll be live music down there too by local Valley rockers, Vibe Mind. They'll get the party going. They're a great party band. And the beer garden will be open too, which is sponsored by the Duvall Rotary Club, who do an amazing job every year at our beer garden. And there'll also be music at the Duvall Tavern. The Brittany Collins Trio will be playing there outside. And it's looking like the weather is...
The
weather's a mystery, you know?
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen.
We're just going to meander away from that that subject. Okay, where are we going? Back to the poster. Here we go.
Jinx and stuff already.
But yeah, she's amazing. I saw her play yesterday, actually, over at Cave B at the Gorge.
Yeah.
That's
they got
right,
the last minute stage time there, and we're rocking in the afternoon. It was rad.
That's pretty cool.
And then Saturday is the big day. The Duvall Days.
Mm.
June 7th.
Oh, man, it's going to be fun.
So we got some great musical acts on 3 stages. So there'll be the community stage right there next to the Grange. And then we're going to activate the Depot Park stage that the city has just kind of rebuilt there.
I
haven't seen the finished product yet, but I
just took a photo of it 2 days ago, and they weren't quite done with the roof. But
well, they got. I mean, time's ticking here.
It's stained. I mean, you can smell the stage. It's new.
Yeah. No, I'm stoked to see that. So that'll be awesome. We got the Mysterious Fat Man and Sweet and Juicy. They're gonna rip that stage up. So we'll have some dudes in fruit costumes to play the funk. If there's any of you listeners that don't know who they are, you should probably come to the Depot stage.
They're very sweet and juicy.
Yes.
Very danceable music.
Yeah.
You're gonna want to move. You're gonna want to move.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want to move last time I saw them. I had to. That's how good they are. So
there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
That's the review.
Stretch before you see them because you're going to be moving.
Yep.
The main stage which starts around 4. When does it start? 4 p.m. 3 p.m. Around 3 p.m.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's 3.
It might be earlier.
With the Tolt Middle School Jazz Band.
Yeah, I was going to say it's 3.
We're going to have them up there. Then we got a Nick Martin Trio, who is a local Upper Valley dude who absolutely shreds. He knows how to play the guitar, that's for sure.
Yeah. Behind his head.
Hard Maybe, which is another very danceable band as well. They're coming out. Johnny Wheels and the Swamp Donkeys.
These guys are
not only one of the best band names you've ever seen or heard, but they are an award-winning blues band. Highly recommend them. And then we're going to funk the night away with Funky to Death. Right into the fireworks.
They're very funky. If you haven't checked them out yet, they're very funky. I've been listening to their stuff.
Oh, they get down
on the streaming platforms.
There's some Seattle musicians who have all been doing it.
So for Duvall Days,
this
is our 3rd headlining funk band now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Morgan's into the funk.
Everybody's got to like the funk, you know?
Yeah. We had Eldridge Gravy 2 years ago.
You get horns in there, dude. You get horns and it's over.
Yeah, horns, yeah. Last year we had Citrus. This year we've got Funky to Death.
Get some horns, some synth, something in there.
Yeah, to get the kids out there dancing, you know?
Yeah.
So how does this all come together? Who is Duvall Days? And where do all these phenomenal acts come from?
Well, I'm the lead role of the event. I'm very honored and blessed and privileged to
and you are
play that part. Huh?
And you are?
I am?
Morgan Henley.
I'm Morgan Henley.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's Morgan, man. We just met him.
Yeah. Didn't I already do my intro?
Learn the voice.
We just met him.
Remember, it's a podcast.
Okay.
Right.
Learn the voice.
Yeah.
Nobody's heard your voice before.
This is Morgan Henley. I am the lead role of Duvall Days.
Little signature voice move there.
And then Travis here is social media, photography, vice president of the board. And yeah, you tell them what you do, buddy.
Yeah, when does it start? I mean, go from the beginning because the people want to know. How does this thing come together? When did you start planning this?
Well, we have other board members too, which we work closely with.
Yeah, so Kim Pera, which is our secretary this year.
Yeah, Nicole and Buddy and Eve Buck
is our accountant, and then Buddy and Eve Buck, which are directors this year.
Yeah,
they're new to the to the committee this year. So,
and then we also have a committee of people that you know,
Right.
play different roles in the event,
Right.
like the Rotary and the police department, of course, and
Fire.
the city and
Yep. Cities.
all those.
So we start meeting
Other
when?
entities.
In November-ish? Or is it December?
We have conversations as a board in like November, December, and
Yep.
then January is when really everything pops off. And that's pretty much the same formula for all the town festivals.
It's months of work.
Oh, yeah. It's, you know,
yeah, it's
6 months, 8 months.
Yeah.
10 months. Yeah, all intermixed too. It's
yeah,
great.
depending on which one, what's going on with which festival. So.
I'm having a really fun time with my calendar these days. It's great.
And this year, we brought this up when we were chatting about it. Of course, with the economy, money's tight. Everybody's freaking out. Sponsorships down.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been more of a struggle than usual. I mean, sponsorships is always probably one of the most difficult parts about putting on an event.
It is. You got to have a budget, and you got to know people, and
Yeah.
I mean, the economy.
And then there's
takes money.
also these economic factors, you know, that play totally into that, where it's understandable that some people can't come back at levels that they've sponsored in previous years, and other people can't even, you know, consider it this year because of the economic unknowns.
Yeah, so I've seen a drawback of some of our bigger sponsors, and then some just disappearing.
Yeah.
Basically, they just can't do it.
But we did have a whole bunch of sponsors that
Yep.
did come in and sponsored at the lower tiers, which of course adds up. And, you know, we can't thank those people enough. Because, yeah, these things only get more and more expensive.
Yep.
Yeah, none of these bands are doing this out of the goodness of their
No.
charity. I mean, you got to pay the artist.
Oh, totally. The
Right?
artists
I mean,
get paid, yeah, definitely.
That's what
And
it's
then
all
there's,
about.
You know, there's other
that's-
things that got to get paid for too, and
Yeah, we got
insurance and all that kind of stuff all goes up every year.
activities.
Activities, yeah.
And that's really what it's all about. That's one reason I started Tolt Records, is making sure artists are getting paid for their work, making sure that as the economy fluctuates, that they don't lose that work and they can continue to be artists. And creative funding, finding sponsors, making sure people are getting on stage, critical to keep
Yep.
this thing going.
Oh, for sure. I mean, you got to showcase this incredible Pacific Northwest music scene that we have.
All right. Anything else? Duvall Days.
What?
Yeah,
parade?
you got talk about the parade and the fireworks, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
so
go.
That's your
parade
wheelhouse.
is what, 10:30?
Yeah.
10:30 a.m. So this year we'll have the Seafair Pirates. We're an official Seafair
Boom!
event. Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
It's huge.
They're bringing the cannon, bruh.
Yeah, we're bringing the cannons this year. So they're going to, they'll be at the front of the parade where we don't have any of the animals. So we got to be careful.
Have you ever heard
with
the
that.
cannon?
Yeah,
Not since I was
little guy.
probably teenager.
Yeah, it's
Huh.
loud.
That's loud.
I marched in the Torchlight Parade back when I was a wee
Wow.
lad.
Wow.
Yeah,
Dude, you're
Big
going,
time.
You're
That's
going
pretty
back.
cool, actually.
Yeah.
That's way back, huh?
yeah.
So yeah, we'll have the Pirates, and then so they're going to be stopping by some of the local places and hanging out with the kids. So Acres of Diamonds. So they're going to hang out before there, and then yeah, we're talking about maybe having them come through twice. So the second time without the cannon. For anybody that's noise averse, doesn't like the loud noises, can come down. But we'll talk about that. And then fireworks, yeah. So music and fireworks at the end. So we have a pretty big show. It's a little bit bigger than we had last year. So, but Western Display, it always puts on a great show. Yes, so they have a couple faux finales. I've had some good photos from there, so they do a great job every year.
Well, it's a good intimate space for fireworks.
It's fun. It's fun. Having the music stage right there. Last year we had kind of the music the band kept playing through. Made it a really cool
I haven't
scene.
asked Funky to Death yet if they want to do that.
That would be cool.
I'm sure they probably will.
Yeah.
We'll get the funk fireworks.
Rather than switching over to 30 seconds or 20 seconds of top 40.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
nobody
don't
wants
know,
that.
dude.
Keep the funk
Yeah.
going.
We don't need Highway to the Danger Zone or The Boss.
No.
Yeah,
If we played The Boss, we might piss some people off.
make a lot of people happy though.
Yeah. No, our goal is to stay neutral.
All right.
Yeah, we didn't mention it, but I don't think you can separate music and politics, but we're going to do our best.
So no rage,
I'm
huh?
sure we're gonna do really good with that. We might make it by the end of the show. Maybe.
I like it.
Maybe.
Fair and balanced.
Mhm. Yep.
Real quick there, Travis, try and stay on your mic, please.
Yeah, sorry.
That's okay. But you
Yeah,
know it.
Duvall Days, June 6th and 7th.
Yeah.
65th anniversary. Some great music. We got tons of food vendors. We got some amazing brick and mortar places too that are going to be open on Main Street and up in the other parts there of downtown.
Yeah.
So definitely make sure you get out there and support all that is Duvall,
Yeah.
and then come down to the park. for
All
some
day event.
beer garden and some music, and you can see
Some food.
You can see the Viking in a kilt, and I'm sure he'll have his hair done. I think he's growing it out right now because he's
I am
gonna
growing
do
it out.
something. I
And
can
then,
see it. I know what you're doing.
So we'll have the zip line back this year as well.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us what kind of haircut you're going to do.
Nah, I'm going back to the Mohawk, man.
Oh, nice.
Just making it a little bit longer.
You going to go until the very end? Until you, like June 5th?
I don't know.
You should, dude. You could get like another half inch out of that, maybe.
I might, yeah. But then it's going to start showing my bald spot on my Mohawk, so I got to keep it a little bit. I got to keep it lower.
I don't know if anybody's told you, but you can already see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, well, maybe it's just my self-conscious mind.
Sorry I had to do that right on the air, buddy.
Oh, we might make this audio only. It's okay. Nobody will see it.
Yeah, so
Nice.
Duvall Days, all day.
DuvallDays.org.
You know, I don't.
That's where you want to go if you need information on Duvall Days. There'll be a map on there.
Yep.
That will show you where all the vendors are and the stores that are open downtown, and also other information about where the events are and our wonderful sponsors. It'll list it on there as well.
And the whole schedule. Talk a little bit.
And the schedule, yes.
Yeah, so talk a little bit, because somebody not familiar with the area. Duvall. How do we get there? Where do we park? Because
Oh, parking.
Streets.
Travis, you know all about parking, right?
streets are a
Muddy
thing.
Boots is having parking for
Yep.
$5, and there's a shuttle that runs from there.
And then the high school. Right?
And then the high school has parking with a shuttle. And
That's Cedar Crest High School in Duval.
yes, in Duval.
Right there
Right
for
there
your
at
convenience.
the top. And then we have the shuttle buses that run down and then bring you right downtown.
So easy.
But DuvallDays.org, that's where you want to go.
Yeah.
So
All
easy.
the parking maps, all the detour maps,
Where
everything
the,
on there.
yeah, it has the
is on
food court, where Vendor Village is and Depot Park.
Yep.
It's fun. Like, so when you're there, go park at whatever, 9 o'clock or whatever, come out, patronize our vendors and our brick and mortars. The parade starts at 10:30. We will have earplugs for those that are noise averse that would still like to be there for the first ones. But, and then after the parade, jump on over to the vendor village area where you get some food, get some sustenance, and then head
You
on
gotta have
over
it.
to the.
Might be hot too. You got to drink.
Yeah.
Drink
Hot.
liquids.
Yeah, and then this year, depending on the weather,
Beer doesn't
maybe
count.
bring some
Water.
sunscreen, maybe, yeah. But and then head on
Always
over.
sunscreen.
Yeah, head on over to the community
Electrolytes.
stage, and that's where you start with the entertainment. Right after the parade, you
Yeah.
get your food, and then you go get to head on
Giving
over to
them
the community stage,
The good play-by-play there, bud.
and then once the community stage is done, then we head on down to Depot Park. We kind of migrate right
Mm-hmm.
on down to Depot Park. We'll have a lot of our awesome local artists have a lot of their booths there. So, and then like Morgan said, we'll have Sweet and Juicy, and who else is down there?
Jeff Warren, our
Jeff
main
Warren.
stage sponsor.
The Mysterious Fat Man
Yes, his band.
will be down there,
rip.
and so yeah, it's going to be good music. We'll have some food down there as well. We'll have some face painting down there, some fun stuff, and then about 3 o'clock, you're going to want to migrate down across the Snoqualmie Valley Trail and then you're going to want to head right into McCormick Park. If you get a little bit warm, you can head over to the smaller part of McCormick Park. It's going to be shaded area right there on the beach. So if you grab some food, head down there. It's a great place to sit. And then the entertainment will be starting at 3 o'clock on the main stage. Beer garden will be going. So
you just ran them through the whole day.
Yeah. So there you go. That's how you spend the day at Duvall Days. And then
just transcribe what he said.
You're good to go.
Fireworks at dusk.
I might go tonight. I'm excited.
And get your spot.
I'll get my spot. I'm putting my folding chair out there right now.
Yeah, you gotta start securing those spots out in front of the Grange. I remember last year I got that photo on Friday night. There was a bunch of people had their parade spot already blocked out, so it was kind of cool.
I really just want to take a second and encourage you, Ryan, to do what you just said.
Go right now.
Yeah, go down there. Just camp out.
Can you run the whole rest of the podcast? Yeah. I'm just gonna
after the podcast. We'll finish the podcast.
We'll finish the podcast.
Yeah. But
yeah.
Maybe tomorrow. You can go tomorrow too. But really claim that spot down there.
Yeah.
Travis and I know people at the city. We can just tell them, like, hey, it's just Ryan.
It's just Ryan from Tolt Records. Don't worry about it.
He's just really stoked for Duvall Days.
Well, he's one of our media. He's one of our media sponsors. Right. So we.
Yeah, he's our sponsor.
He can media pick sponsor.
That's right. Tolt Records.
Thank you, Tolt Records, by the way. Appreciate you.
I love it.
We're doing some pretty cool media stuff.
Yeah. So then,
shout out to Ryan Miller for all his time
on the video,
doing these videos.
Oh yeah,
spotlight videos, which is something new that we added to sponsorships this year.
If you haven't seen those, they're on the Facebook at least. Yeah. I don't know where else.
They're on the Duvall Days Facebook and Instagram.
Yep.
Yeah, they're fun. They're a lot of fun.
We're not on TikTok though because we're too old.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, you don't want it. Like you start seeing gray hair on TikTok. I mean,
it's their 65th anniversary.
These guys are going to try and teach me something or something.
65-year-olds don't TikTok.
Yeah.
Well, there's some
couple.
Of them probably
there's a couple. Yeah, there's a couple. There's a good couple comedians out there that are tearing up TikTok. But anyway, we meander. We
do meander. That's very true. So yeah, Tolt Records will be there, and we'll be talking to artists. If you're an artist, stop on by. I'll be wearing the Tolt Records t-shirt.
Uh-oh, it's got T's.
Yeah, well, hopefully.
Gotta have swag.
They're not ordered yet, but hopefully they'll be there. And I'll probably put the word engineer on the back because that's what I do. And so, yeah, we're looking for artists. And I'll explain why later on another podcast. But there's an executive production project in the works.
Mysterious.
Yeah. All right. Anything else on Duvall? Thanks for running us through the day.
Whoa.
Like I said, I'm excited. I was about to leave the podcast.
It's going to be good times.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
It always is.
One of the best Valley festivals
and then
in the Valley.
You stay tuned to the social medias for the afterglow.
Oh yeah.
From the show. So basically what I do is I produce all the photos and then start producing those. Ryan starts doing some of the wrap-up videos and stuff like that. So stay tuned. Always stay tuned to those festival pages afterwards because we have a ton of media coming your way.
Yeah. So what's the preview on the Ryan stuff? Do we want to talk about that?
The preview?
Yeah. What is Ryan doing? What's going to be posted?
He's going to capture the event.
Yeah.
From the parade to the music to the fireworks. And then we just, Ryan does his magic.
So you can leave your phones in your pocket, enjoy the event.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why we're doing it.
And just relive it.
That's why we're doing it.
Through a professional.
Yeah, let a pro do it. Put your phone away, let a pro do it. That's a good t-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, just plain simple, how many of you people are posting these, going back and reviewing and posting these photos? Let us do it.
Yeah.
Just let us do it.
Just enjoy the moment.
And we don't charge you. You just have to be on the socials.
Enjoy mindfulness. We'll take care of the media.
We got the video, we got the audio, we got the the photography.
Yep.
We got everything you need.
And I'll be at one of the stages.
We're trying to change lives here, Ryan. Basically, is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's not just a small town festival.
Yeah.
No.
We're trying to impact lives for the better here.
Well, you have to be present when you're at the small town festival. Yeah. You can't be lost in your phone, man.
But, I mean, we do want media content from people too, so whatever.
Is there? Well, so how do we do that? So let's talk about that for just a moment.
Don't do it, but do
Okay,
it.
so now take your phones out, snap
Right.
everything, and how do we find the people's posts?
Oh, I don't know. We create a hashtag, right?
Hashtag Duvall Days, DAZE.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go.
2025.
Boom. We just created it
I like it.
right now.
You heard it
Like
first.
that.
Yeah. We actually, we hadn't thought of that.
You heard it first.
We hadn't
right here.
meandered into that thought
We have
yet.
not meandered into that area yet. So, yeah. Duvall Days, DAZE, 2025.
With 2 L's.
Yeah. Duvall.
Duval.
Yeah. We're not in Florida.
It's Duvall. Super boring.
Well, until the 6th and 7th.
Well, yeah.
Well, I love it when people ask me how to pronounce Duval because, I was born and raised here.
Yeah.
And I say Duval.
Right. And then they ask you how to pronounce it.
And I'm just like, dude, boring. Okay, it's boring. It's not Duval. It's not Duval.
Yeah.
It's not. There's no fun.
Duval?
There's no Duval.
Nope.
See, those are all fun.
No.
Yeah.
Duval.
Yep.
It's boring,
Duval.
and that's the way it should be.
Yes. Until the
'Cause
6th and
that's the way it
7th.
is.
And then
There you go.
And then you
So
party,
if
get your
anybody
funk
listening
on,
ever wondered,
call it whatever you want for 2 days.
call it whatever you want.
For 2 days. You
Duvall Days.
Just party, get your funk on.
Oh yeah, you can say whatever you want when
Yeah.
you come to the event.
Yeah. I like it.
Just come to the event.
I mean, saying a Duval every once in a while is pretty fun.
Duval. Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
Duvy.
I don't know, man.
That might be going too far.
That's the line, man.
Yeah.
Well, they already have the Duvy burger,
That's true.
and it's good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
I just scarfed down 3 tacos.
So let's talk about this.
My
We've
tacos.
got- Well, hold on. I can put it on the screen.
They were talking burgers, man.
The Pride Picnic.
Snow Valley Pride's Pride Picnic,
Yeah.
Carnation, Washington, June 8th
Lovely.
of this year. That's at the Tolt Commons
That's
here
the day
in
after
Carnation.
Duval Days.
Day after
The
Duval.
day out.
Days,
So
yes.
you can go
It's gonna be
3
a wild
days.
weekend.
Wild.
3 days. Just roll right into it.
Crazy.
Roll
Yep.
right into
Greg's
the
got
Pride
some
Picnic.
great musicians playing there.
There are, and I was
Yep.
looking for the lineup
I don't see it on there.
as I was putting
I'm
this
unprepared
together.
here.
Yeah.
I know
Wow.
Stephanie's playing.
Yep.
Stephanie Ann Johnson, one of
And
the
then
greatest talents there is here.
Elizabeth Hill and the Valley Folk.
Yeah, awesome.
Gorbetsk. I can't remember his first
I didn't recognize one of them.
Corbett. He played there last year. He played in a duo last year. Yeah.
Some phenomenal
It's a
musicians.
fun time. I went last
that they
year.
brought
It's,
in.
a,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a great,
It's huge.
It's
amazing.
the decorations there are
Heartwarming
amazing. From a photography's perspective.
celebration.
And the flowers. They're just, it's so cool.
They had a unicorn, right?
Yeah.
Oh, there's unicorns there
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love a unicorn?
Bubbles.
Lots of
Yeah.
bubbles.
Yeah.
It's the official animal of Scotland. If you
Maybe
didn't know
even
that.
some sparkles, even in the summertime.
Well, yeah.
Some sparkles. Yeah. It's probably some, bubbles too.
That'll be a good time.
Dude, I'm already looking for my sparkle outfit for next year's sparkle party.
We definitely
looking.
need to.
I'm going
I need
all
to step
out.
up my sparkle game.
Yeah.
I'm showing Tim up, dude.
Really?
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tim comes in, looking, like a disco ball, man.
No,
Like, that's tough.
I'm going.
What are you like?
Nah, you just wait. You just wait.
All right,
Just
all
wait.
right.
You heard it here first.
I'm gonna be sparkling,
Wow,
man.
sparkling it up.
So if you don't know what we're talking about, Snoqualmie Valley Pride Sparkle Party.
Yep.
Phenomenal event.
Totally.
Yeah.
All the events that they're doing, Greg
Yeah.
and his whole crew are they're doing an amazing add to our community.
And
for
it's one of
sure.
those things that
With their
one,
community.
the first thing you got to know, it will sell out.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. And the second thing you got to know,
you got
at the next one, Morgan will be sparkled up.
Boom.
yeah,
But we're not talking about a sparkle party that
No,
hasn't
we're
been
not.
announced yet.
like a neutron.
We're
star.
talking about June 8th at the
Pride.
Toll Commons.
The
Snow
Pride
Valley
Picnic.
Pride.
Yeah. Total-
Pride picnic.
Yep. Music,
Mm-hmm.
vendors, I think.
Yeah, there's vendors there.
Yep.
Yeah. Some art stuff.
Yep.
So there's art
Stuff
stuff.
for the kids to do. It's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
It's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
time.
That's
It's
a great time.
And maybe I'll try and grab Greg and do a little interview.
Is that the
Totally
If
should
the
grab
people
Greg
if
and
the
do an
people
interview.
want that, let us know.
that's
people want
at
it.
the Tolt Commons in Carnation
Yep.
or the Nation?
No shuttle buses not needed.
Yeah, you can park somewhere in town.
Just park, walk in.
Yep.
Yep.
You might have to walk a block.
Well, after
That's the
after they
farthest.
find out about this podcast, you might have to get a shuttle bus.
Well, that's true.
The droves of people that will be coming.
That's true. That's very true. All right, let's move on. If I can remember how I set this up. What's up here? All right. I'm waiting for the crew to realize what this is.
Fall City
That's
Days.
Fall
There
City
you
Days,
go.
but that's not,
There
the,
it is.
that's
I was
not the
like-
bands.
No, that was on the website.
Yeah, that's definitely not it.
That looked like last year.
So who's doing the website for Fall City?
Yeah,
Let's talk
that's-
about how to run an event.
That's last year's lineup.
Yeah, that's last year's
Yeah.
lineup. I was like, wow, we're doing the same thing? All
But
right.
while we're at it, they're the Lost Dogs. I just heard Bruce Stone passed away. So shout out to Bruce Stone. You guys might not know who he is, but he was a good friend of my dad's, and I grew up watching him play music on our stage, and he was in the Lost Dogs. So I'm glad that I got to work with him at least one more time last summer at Fall City Days. So cheers.
Cheers. Yeah.
Cheers to a Valley legend musician, Bruce Stone. And a great dude. He was a great dude.
All right. So
But anyway,
who wants to take the lead on? Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Who wants to take the lead on Fall City Days? Morgan.
You're up, man.
That'd be me.
Tell us about Fall City Days. It's in Fall City.
It is in Fall City, Washington.
Yeah.
Yes, which is a township
It is a township.
in King
yeah.
County
Yeah.
between Carnation and Snoqualmie.
I am from Fall City, by the way.
And Travis was, did a lot of his growing there.
Yeah.
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 And Fall City Days is like Duvall Days. It's a town celebration for Fall City. And they do it real right.
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me a lot of it still has like that old charm to it. When I was growing up at our town festivals, it feels almost like the 90s sometimes.
Yeah. It does.
Which is amazing. But the parade is always top notch. The Fall City Days parade is awesome. And then there's a whole bunch of vendors down there as well. And the live music will be next to El Caporal there in that street. Again, we'll shut the street down, and then we're doing a beer garden put on by Gray's Way.
Live Gray's Way. Yeah.
Live Gray's Way, sorry. Thank you, Travis. Which is an organization, a nonprofit that's ran by Summer. And hey, I think that's the logo there. Or the lineup.
Yeah, we're putting it on the screen. So
But anyway,
Okay.
the beer garden's going to be in the back part of El Caporal. Grass. We're going to have like
Right
chairs,
next to
tables, umbrellas, and stuff in there.
right next to the stage.
Right next to the stage. So you'll be front and center. And then there'll also be an open to the public part too. On that stage, we're doing some kind of island reggae vibes for Fall City this year.
Yeah.
Because Ohana is their theme. They went Hawaiian. So we got Ian Ayers is starting. And then Two Stories Zori will be after him. And then we're going to switch it up a bit. Throw some funk in there with Walian. They're going to get the
They're
people
just-
dancing there and,
I love Whaling.
in the streets of Fall City. And then we end it with Fire Marshal Ventura, which is a pretty awesome reggae band from Seattle with a whole bunch of... The band's makeup is some incredible musicians.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'll be a good time.
That's some good music for Fall City.
Yeah.
June 14th.
June 14th. And
14th.
yeah, there you go. You found some info. We got the run. There's a 5K run there too, right?
Yep, there's a 5K.
And then that
Get
parade,
signed up.
like I said, pancake breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Can't tell you how many people are super ticked that we don't have it at Duvall Days anymore. Apparently, pancake breakfasts are huge hits.
That is it.
They
It's a
are.
it's a
They
thing.
are.
Yeah. So
They're community events. They're yeah.
we're gonna need to bring that back
I
to
think
Duvall
we're doing
Days.
it
But
next
they
year.
have it at Fall City Days.
Yeah.
Kids Zone, wine and beer garden, helicopter. Yeah, you get to get in a helicopter and take helicopter rides. Apparently, that's not true. I'm totally lying. I believe
It's
that
the Life Flight
I
people.
believe, yeah, that's the life flight people. They come and land, and then you can go look at the helicopter.
So you can look at the helicopter.
You can look at
can't
the
fly.
helicopter, and
Well-
they explain basically the Life Flight insurance, which is basically like $2 a month or something
Yeah.
like that, and it
So
covers you.
You as a parent
Yep.
get the pitch, and your kid gets to geek out on the
Yep.
helicopter.
Yep.
So it's a win-win. I highly recommend it.
Well, there is a way to get on the helicopter. Maybe we'll talk about
Yeah,
that. but
well, you know,
it is.
I mean-
it is the
Yeah,
reason.
we're
I'm
not going to promote that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. Good.
And then we got dunk tanks.
Fall City Fire
Yeah,
Department.
hopefully
Who's
I
in the
don't get dunk
tanks?
tanked.
Who are
Oh, we
these
forgot
people?
to talk about that at Duvall Days.
Duvall Days.
I'm
Yeah.
getting
Oh,
dunk
yeah. We're
tanked.
gonna have.
Oh,
Yeah, we're gonna have
wait
a
a
dunk
minute.
tank back in Duvall Days.
Yeah,
I forgot about
for
that.
the ref run on
coming
June
back.
6th.
Yeah. June 6th, baby.
June 6th, I will be on the dunk tank.
Mr. Henley's going to be on the dunk tank. And so what you're going to see is Mr. Weatherby throw out his shoulder.
So just to catch the people up, we're back. We're back talking about Duvall Days.
Real quick.
We're meandered back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we just found out
Breaking
that at
news.
Duvall Days on the 6th,
Yes.
June 6th,
At the ref run at McCormick Park, yes.
there will be dunk tanks.
There will be a
and
dunk tank.
yours truly, Morgan
Yes.
Henley, of Morgan Henley
Your
Presents.
dealer will be
Yes.
dunking.
And Travis
Travis is very excited.
may not be
I'm
able to take
excited.
photos the rest of the day after
Yeah, I'm-
continuously chucking baseballs to
Yeah.
put Morgan
totally
in the-
forgot about
in the
that.
drink.
Well, I'm going to tell you a trick. If you throw hard enough at the tarp where the arm is coming out from the dunk tank, you will dunk the person.
Yeah.
You don't really need to aim at the bullseye. So
That'll save your arm.
Yeah, that will save your arm.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
times.
That's good. That's real good.
All right, Fall City Days.
All right,
Back to Fall City Days.
Yeah.
Dunk tank, Fall City Fire Department. That was fun last year, photographing that.
Trout Derby.
Trout Derby right out, yeah.
What is
Yeah.
the trout
Pretty cool.
I
derby?
think Travis knows what this is.
So the trout derbies where you basically they have a big old tank right out in front. So so it's the fish hatchery that comes out and they bring their fish. They actually have a fish tank in the parade, which is cool. I have a photograph of it
Yeah, I remember
with
that.
El Caporal reflection in the background. But so yeah, you just come out and you can drop a line in the water and catch the trout that are in the live trout tank.
See, that's Fall City right
Is that
there.
fishing? You're
It is.
describing fishing, aren't you?
We are, and it's June, so
Yeah.
it's season's open. So
And then
we're
what
good
do
to
you
go.
do with the trout?
Barbara, you cook
Do you
them.
put them back in the river? Or?
No, we cook them.
Okay.
You gotta cook them. You
No,
gotta
they
eat
don't
'em.
cook them.
You gotta,
don't
yeah,
cook
you gotta eat what you catch.
They put
buddy.
them back in.
Yeah, yeah. So the
I-
other, yeah.
I'm
so
an
the other
engineer.
kids
I
can
don't
This
know.
isn't the 80s.
Okay.
The 80s, they probably would have cooked them, but we can't do that anymore.
No.
Not even Fall City can do that. Then we got pony rides,
Right,
big
Yeah.
wheels. Not quite positive what that is.
and then a watermelon eating
I guess
contest.
we're bringing in a big wheel truck, maybe. I don't know. Come find out. It's the mystery one.
Mystery big wheels.
Mystery big wheels. I
love it.
Fall City Days.
Well,
Whew.
I'm sold.
And then watermelon eating contest. Because who
Who's
doesn't
in that?
love
Do you know
those?
who's in that?
And they're usually kids. A lot of kids
All
that
the
do that
kids.
kind of stuff.
It's pretty crazy. They have, I think it's the Girl Scouts that puts it on.
Yeah. Good fundraiser.
It's a great
Most of
fundraiser.
these actually events, a lot of these are fundraisers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which are an important part of these festivals too. So definitely, if you're at one of these events, if you can, do some of these activities. Pay the fee. It all goes to one or the other amazing nonprofit or
Well,
community
when people
organization.
ask
in
like
this.
how are
Valley.
we paying for these things, it's sponsors and it's contests and things like that
Yeah.
that pay for the event itself,
Yeah, they take a cost off the overall budget.
right? So that's why we don't charge tickets for things, right, for entrance into these, as they're all free festivals, right?
Yeah.
So that's how we pay
Community.
for it: sponsorships, contests, 50/50 raffles, those sorts of things.
Vendors,
Vendors,
5K fees.
yeah,
It's a whole bunch of different ways.
different ways, but yeah, mostly.
Very nice. And music. Let's talk music again. Times.
Fall City Days?
Yeah.
It starts at noon, and I think we're ending at 6.
Okay.
I believe is the new schedule.
All right.
Come
If I
over to the
remember
beer
correctly.
garden, listen to some tunes, right? I'll have some shaded areas over there as well.
Yeah, we're going to deck it out. I think I'm going to bring in some AstroTurf.
Yeah, so it's not so warm. Last year it got a little,
we're
bit,
gonna-
a little toasty.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some carpets too.
But
Some rugs.
It's nice. I will
I'm
say
just
this.
thinking about
No.
the fake grass gets really hot, which we figured out at Brody last year.
Yes, we did. It was warm.
Like burning hot, like liability.
Not good on the feet.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, wear your Tevas, you'll be all right. But no, it's fun. About 4:00, right there in Fall City. Sun's dropping down a little bit. The shadows are coming across that street right there next to El Caporal. Reminds me of growing up as a kid. Like, I knew a bunch of people that lived right in that area, so it is. It's a blast. You'll get to see too, the river. If you go down to the river during Fall City Days, you will see I want to say a riverboat transport. So it's kind of cool. There's a family that lives upriver, and they have a big party on Fall City Days, and they just transport each other from their party to Fall City Days all day long. It's really cool to see.
Get the inside information right here.
Yeah.
From
There
Travis,
you go.
Yeah.
Fall City local boy.
Yeah, so, fun stuff.
And you'll be there shooting?
I will be there shooting,
All right.
photographing the event, rather.
Travis and I will be.
That's right. It is. I guess I should specify.
I will be there photographing that event.
Travis and I will be at every one of these.
I will be. Yeah, it's yeah. Yep.
And so will you.
Well, Tolt Records really should be down there. I will probably be down there.
You should probably go.
Yeah.
I'm down there, do some
Fall
interviews.
City Days is rad, dude.
Yeah.
It is fun.
I mean, they're all unique in their own way, and Fall
We got
City
the Duck
Days
Derby too in Fall
definitely
City.
has
Just want
a
to shout out
uniqueness.
that for as well. So they'll have the Duck Derby. So the Duck Derby is where you buy your duck, I guess, and then they throw it down the river and catch the one that comes down the river first.
There you go.
Get some money.
The Fall City Days committee is a hoot to be on too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good group. Good group of people.
Yeah, fun.
Seasoned.
Well, yeah, you got Judy the Duty,
Yeah.
Yeah,
who runs everything. She's been doing Fall City Days for
long time.
a long time.
Yeah.
And then Angela and the Howgleys,
Yep.
they play a big part in it too.
Big part.
And
Yep.
Carrie Lee, and it's a big committee,
Yep.
but it's fun.
It's a big event. Lots of people.
Well, they have they have food at like every one, and the meetings are still in person, which none of the others are still in person.
No, we Zoom everything. Everything else is Zoom.
And like, I feel like if we were to bring up like an in-person meeting in some of these other festivals, people would be like, "What?" But Fall City does it, man. They're still doing it, old school,
Yeah.
tried and
how
true,
often do you
like
meet?
getting together in person and creating this thing, which I find very
Fall City was always
Very
always
heartwarming.
like that. Like,
What?
Fall City has always been like that.
yeah.
Well, like you said, it reminds you 90s. How often do you meet?
It's once a month.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't seem difficult. Get together once a month, enjoy some food.
No,
Get
I
some
mean,
work
we can
done.
probably do it, but I still feel like some of the other festivals, people would be like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
But-
Duvall would be cool with it, but
I mean, we could do this
That'd be fun.
virtually, but that just doesn't make sense.
yeah, it looked like a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
Yay.
I'm so sick of Zoom meetings, dude. Internet meetings, they're not for me.
No.
I don't like them. Never have. I don't think I ever will.
Morgan's kind of anti-internet this week.
No, I just like being in person, dude. I feel like it's way more beneficial. I feel like you figure more things out. I feel like you retain information better. I don't know.
It's true, but the costs
Yeah.
from a business.
Well, it's everybody's
perspective,
time
putting
too.
People,
You know,
right?
people's
But
lives
yeah.
are busy, and they just get
But
busy.
for these events, again, the people that I think that Live Graceway, Summer at Live Graceway basically said that it's the do-gooders, you know what I mean? And we get together and, it's fun and interesting to do these projects with these folks because they're so connected. We have histories together.
Yeah.
But they just want to do good for the community. There's no like, oh, well, this business or that business or whatever. It's just about putting on a good event for the town or the city and creating the memories, right? Ingraining those memories of like, oh man, I can remember this. Because when Morgan was just saying, hey, the helicopter rides, we used to have helicopter rides at Fall City Days. So
Well, insurance would never allow
on
that.
Friday nights, and the helicopter used to land at the elementary school where there was a carnival going on
Yeah, we used to have Carnival Carnation
in
too.
the play area. I was just remembering this the other day because I do the social media for them, and I was like remembering when I was a kid in elementary school going out to recess and watching the carnival, right? Because Fall City Days was just right before the end of school. So the carnival would sit there for a week, and us kids would have to sit there next to that yellow tape and watch these guys construct it all week long. And it was probably the best anticipation ever. I mean, it blew Christmas away because you got to see the construction of it.
So this was a real like rides and.
Oh yeah,
we had rides at the Carnation 4th of July too when I was a kid, right in the Toll Commons area.
Yeah,
like they brought in the big old like snaky arm thing and
octopus.
The octopus, I mean, not
hammerheads,
octopus arm, and then they had like maybe I'm thinking like some serpent ride or something.
Yeah, it was like they were real carnivals, like, and then they had the vendors and the
the carnies would come to town.
Yeah, it was
incarnation. Carnies in Carney.
They just flock in.
Yeah, I remember there'd be carnies in town for like a week.
Yeah.
So
I remember we bought drugs from them sometimes.
As you do.
Well, I mean, who else are you going to buy drugs
or
from?
they bought drugs from us. I don't know, vice versa.
Or traded.
That was a long time ago, but
Carnation.
I do remember some sort of drug exchange with the carny in Carney. With carnies.
Wow.
How far back was that?
90s?
Yeah, it was the 90s.
Yeah.
I remember, the 80s and 90s, we had like carnival rides.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We used to have the Friday night. So the Friday night events, right? So the carnival would come in. That's when it would start, Friday night at dusk. And then they would have the helicopter rides. I would take you up to Snoqualmie Falls, right? Literally right above the falls. And then you'd go back down. And then Sunday would be the logging show.
Yeah.
So Sunday they'd have a logging show over at the King County Park now, but they didn't, big guys crawling up there. Back in the day, we used to have hydroplane races on the Snoqualmie River. Yeah.
That blows my mind.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Right through town.
I don't remember that. So
it's on the posters.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome. But yeah.
Really. See, Fall City, dude, they've been taking it to the next level for decades.
Yeah. It's pretty fun.
But what Travis is saying, is being on all these committees throughout all these valley towns too, is like him and I have this unique experience where we get to be in these creative groups in every one of our towns. Yeah. And in every one of our towns and every one of these festivals, there's incredible groups of people that are dedicating their time and their passion.
Yeah.
Their long hours and sleepless nights to bring celebration and gathering and community and culture and all of that stuff to each one of these towns. And by doing that, it's creating even a bigger aspect of that throughout the entire valley.
Agreed. I mean, I see people with my day job, right? So I work a regular day job as an email marketer. But when I come to the committees afterwards, so I do my photography after business, that's my passion. What I see people on these committees doing is their passion, right? So they may not get that fulfillment in their day job. But here, that kind of that do-gooder passion to give back and enrich the community. It's fun. And it is fun to look at the differences between each town, but the looking at the commonalities of the people that are doing it, right? Definitely fun stuff.
Yeah, it takes people who are dedicated, have a passion for it, have been here, right? They try and get to that next level every year. And I've worked in a number of nonprofits. It's not an easy job, but do you see the result and see all the people, and it just gives you enthusiasm to do it again.
It's creating positive memories, like Travis was saying earlier.
Yeah.
That's what we're in the business of doing.
Yeah. And it's about the valley and the community.
The cultural aspect and the heritage and all that. And,
definitely.
And we just hope if you're new to the valley, which compared to these two, I might be considered that. I hope
that's true.
Yeah. That's very true.
I've been around a while.
Yeah. The memories go deep in the valley.
Yeah.
When you meet the valley locals, they go deep. And it's important to keep that going because it is a special place. And so get out to these events and take it all in and know that the people behind this have been doing this for a long time, and they want to share it with you.
Yeah.
Amen. Do we got one more?
We got one more.
All right. Carnation Block
Oh, the
Party,
Carnation
dude.
Block
This
Party.
is
Look at that.
the
June.
crescendo of
That
June.
is one lovely poster
That is June
Again.
21st.
by Mike Hawkins.
Yeah. So
Thank you,
Carnation
Mike.
Block Party. Let me just introduce this real quick. We've got the Carnation Block Party. This is the summer solstice celebration.
Yep.
Saturday.
Lot of words.
June 21st. On the summer solstice? I don't know.
Boom.
No.
No, it's the 20th.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it?
Did
Right
we
on the
make
night?
it?
Is that
Yeah.
night? Is it?
It's the Saturday
All right.
that actually is the solstice.
Oh.
Nailed it.
2025.
Nailed it.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
All
We've
right.
been
Block
waiting
Party.
for this one. We've been looking for it.
Oh, so
4
this
years.
is like the nail it. Okay, right.
Yeah.
I have personally.
You haven't personally.
I don't
been
know if the rest of the lab has been watching it for 4 years, but I have.
So
Wait for
this
this
truly
for so long.
is a celebration of the summer solstice
Yes.
here
on the
in
solstice.
Incarnation. And this
Yeah.
this event's put on by the Lee Arts Foundation.
So this event is co-produced by the Lee Arts Foundation and myself. I started the block party in 2016 was the first year. And I did it from 16 to 19. And then in 19, the Lee Arts Foundation was formed. And they asked me to be a part of it. And of course, I very honored and humbled to be asked that. So I joined the board. And in short, the Lee Arts Foundation is a arts foundation that was created in loving memory of Lee Grumman, who owned the Miller's building for many years. She was the mayor of town for a number of years. She was on the council for even more years than that. And she was just a marvelous person in our community for many years. Definitely a purveyor of the arts and culture and music. And yeah, we still miss her very much in this community. But her partner, Jules, and Simone, they started the nonprofit and gathered a board. And once that happened, it was just a light bulb moment that happened pretty quickly, actually, where I was like, well, adding them to the block party would help me take this thing to where I'd imagined it being, which I couldn't just do by myself. Well, partly because I was also raging drunk for the first 2 years of it, so that probably didn't help either. But anyway, the one thing that wasn't in the block party was like an arts and activities and, vendors and stuff like that aspect. So that's what the Arts Foundation has brought into this and really taken it to what I've always imagined it being. Because we do a lot of arts activities during the day, walking sticks, flower crowns. There's some painting of rocks, I believe, and fun stuff like that for the kids and adults to do together. And then we have a whole bunch of live music, right? And this year's lineup is
Insane.
bonkers. We went all out this year, for sure. We're using some of that doors open money.
I was looking at some of these artists on the Spotify, putting the playlist together,
Yes.
and just some bangers.
Mm-hmm.
So we got Eldridge Gravy and the Court Supreme is the headlining act, and they're the premier funk and soul band of Seattle. Many of you have probably seen them at venues. They've been around for 20 years. They've played Brody Nation. They've played the Carnation 4th of July. They've played Duvall Days. They've played Festival Mount Si last year in North Bend.
Just put out a new album this year.
And they put out a new album. They're still funky.
Mm-hmm.
But they are a dance party for sure. 12-piece band, horn section. Before them, we have the Smoky Brights, which is one of the more renowned and well-known bands in the Seattle music scene right now. They tour around the country and play all the big clubs in Seattle and get played on KXP, and they're a fantastic live performance.
Yeah.
Their music's great, but their live performances
They rip.
really, it takes their music to the next level. They played Brody too a couple years ago.
Yep.
They've also played Timberfest. I know Kevin's had them there. Torn Frost and the Patterns of Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
They're back by popular demand.
Oh yeah, Torn
Yes.
tears it up.
Yes.
Man.
Well, the gals that laugh, they wanted Torn back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have some hippie hop,
Mm-hmm.
rapping about chamomile tea and elderberry and
Redwood trees.
redwood trees that are.
And expect Torn to just hop off the stage and
Oh yeah, he'll be out in the grass
that
with his
photo.
bare feet,
yep.
That
Yep,
photo coming
being
off the
one
stage.
with-
Yep.
being one with the earth.
There he comes.
Yeah,
It'll change you.
with that good old mustache.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's
a
got
banging
Good
mustache.
facial hair, man.
And then we got some local acts. We got 4 and 20 Blackbirds. I'm stoked to get them on the bill. They've been wanting to play this for a few years. Cheyenne Leonard, who's a great singer-songwriter from the Upper Valley. The Woots, which is Denny Redmond and Douglas Johnston and
Nice.
all those old Duvall hippies. This is their band name this year.
Well, I was going to say, like, they've played it every year, but it's been a different band name.
Yeah, they were Home Before Dark,
Yep.
I think, last year.
That set that they put together,
Yeah,
again, change your life.
yeah.
I mean, you just watch what they do,
You're
let them play, tell their stories.
you're watching history, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is. It's
You're
like
right in front
it's
of it.
history through music. But those guys, all those guys, I've known for my whole life.
Yeah.
And I've seen them play music my whole life, and to have them to be in a position of like what my dad used to do, and now I'm booking like his friends. I have moments during that process where I just have to kind of stop and
Morgan's dad put on a lot of events,
Oh,
a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
shows.
the hippie. But I take a moment to take that in because it's pretty special.
Second generation
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
doing the music.
And then we got Deacon Raleigh St. James Band. So Raleigh's going to bring the full band down to the Tolt stage, which is the second stage. The Block Party, we have the Snoqualmie stage and the Tolt stage.
Mm-hmm.
Snoqualmie's the big one, main stage. Tolt's the side one. And usually we don't have full bands on that one, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Raleigh's always an experience, so
Oh, Raleigh's a trip.
you never know what he's going to bring.
No, so that's going to be a great set. Peter Ali, who is a world famous flautist.
Yeah, he was there last year.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Before we leave, Peter Ali,
Yeah.
get a hold of me. Get a hold of Tolt Records. I want to record you for free because I
Wow.
found one song on Spotify. It's not on the playlist. Doesn't sound
You
very
change
good.
that. He's
So,
incredible,
Peter-
dude. I've never seen anybody play a flute
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
that's
What you do needs to be recorded. That's the sound of the valley. That's what we're trying to capture here at Tolt Records. And I will record you for free. So
Oh.
we can get some songs out on the streaming so people can really understand what you do and how unique it is.
I got his email, dude. You want it?
Let's just do it.
There you
Okay,
go.
I'll just give you the email.
All right. As soon
Take it offline.
as soon as I can leave
Take
my
it
spot
offline.
at the Fall City Days,
Yeah.
be right on that one.
Where are we? Daniel Enciso. He's a local Carnationite here who plays some lovely Spanish music in his guitar.
You'll get some culture.
Yeah,
He's
definitely
really
gets
good.
coached. He's real good.
Yeah.
So we love having him. We've had him, I don't know, for 3 years at least now in a row. And then Three Moons, which is a youth band. Some of the youths of the valley. Paul Ellen, he is their teacher, their music teacher. So they're actually playing Duvall Days this year too. On the community stage.
Yeah.
And then we got Ignite Dance, which is always one of the highlights of the whole day when the youth get out there and they show off their dance moves. Ignite Dance is a local dance company here in Carnation. They also have a business up in North Bend too.
Blew me away last year.
Yeah.
What they
No,
put
those kids are
together.
good, man.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah,
kids are
they're-
getting down the choreography
Choreography.
Yeah.
of their routines and everything. It's fun, and they're having a great time, and the parents are having a great time. You know, it's an amazing add to to the event.
It is.
Yeah,
It really brings out Carnation. Carnation is 1 square mile.
correct.
I think that's
Yeah.
the thing that
That's what I've been told multiple times.
yeah, that people need to understand. Carnation's not very big from a geography, but the talent is insane.
A lot.
Yeah. And so come out, Carnation Block Party.
Talent rich.
Bangers.
Take in a bit.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Block Party's
Banger
fun.
after banger.
Yeah.
That's going to be that crescendo with Elder Drave the Court Supreme, man. I'm waiting. That's going to be a cool photo, having that crowd, the Tolt Commons full.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or pack it out.
Yeah. Might,
And we got a lot of great sponsors there.
yeah.
We should probably hit on that one more time. We couldn't do these things without sponsors.
Yeah.
So if you sponsored an event this year, much
Thank you.
love to you.
Thank you.
And you'll see a lot of the same sponsors on a lot of these events because they care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They care about making sure that this thing goes on.
Yep.
They're great music consumers. The love of music is what drives a lot of these things. That's why.
I mean, I'll give a shout out to Jeff Warren because
Yeah.
he's putting a lot of money into this community through these events this summer. So he definitely deserves a standalone
Thanks, Jeff.
shout out.
Appreciate it, man.
Insurance.
State
You
Farm.
need it. He's
right,
got it.
right there.
He knows Jake.
Oh yeah.
But you
Yeah.
need to pick him for
Got him-
insurance.
got him on
Morgan.
Or actually, I
dial.
should say Jake knows him.
Yeah, well, Jake's on speed dial.
Yeah. Jake
Yeah.
knows Jeff.
Yeah.
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 No, we had a great time shooting the promo or the spotlight video up at his
was pretty
place
cool.
with Ryan. It was great. But Jeff really cares about the community, as do all these sponsors, and they understand. Jeff likes to say, actually, keep the money here.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a couple. So you didn't put the logo pictures on the Carnation because it's just too busy.
The Carnation poster is more about the art,
Right.
And it always has been. And our sponsors for that, they know that.
Yeah.
Like we tell them basically, hey, I'm sorry, but this poster is more for the art.
Yeah.
And because it's more of it's like an arts festival too,
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
Duvall Days is not really like an arts festival.
It's a family festival.
Yeah, it's like a family, exactly. Yeah, which the block party is too, but
But it's ran by the Arts Foundation, specifically focused on the
arts and music.
Specifically, not the commerce.
Yeah, we don't have fireworks, and a big parade or anything like that. It's not like that kind of celebration.
Too bad you don't have fireworks. So,
And our sponsorship levels for the Carnation Block Party aren't near what they are for the other town festivals. It's because the block party's budget is one of the smaller ones.
well, there's no parade.
Comparatively.
There's no fireworks.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no
less expenditures.
gigantic productions outside of what goes on at the, at the Tolt Commons, which
Yeah, it's in one area too. That's a good point.
which is really cool because the area is packed with so much fun stuff to do. There's stuff for you to do as an adult and your kids to do. Now when I bring my daughter around there, there's stuff coming home with me. They're always making art. They're always, doing something over in that corner. So there's always fun stuff.
Yeah. So 2 stages. So Tolt Commons, you're absolutely right. 2
Yeah.
stages
Yeah.
and all of the art,
And
the
vendors,
crafts,
Yep.
stuff to do. You got Yellow Park right in the background there.
Yep.
Just come down. You're going to be busy all day. Stuff to
Oh,
do
yeah.
all day.
You
And
could spend all day down there, and there's stores and shops, too downtown that are easily walkable.
Yep. Yeah.
We'll have some food vendors down there and some sweet
you got a
treats.
stop over there. You got Big Block.
Yeah, you got Poorhouse Pete's,
Carnation
Big Block. You got the new
Cafe.
smoothie shop.
Oh, the new smoothie shop right there. Yeah.
They're gonna crush.
Delicious.
Good stuff there. Mm.
I've had a few.
I'm one of
I've
the,
had a few smoothies.
excuse me.
They're good.
I think I'm one of their best customers.
Wow.
What do you get? You got a regular?
Putting me on the spot, Ryan. At the tropical, is it a tropical smoothie, right? Is that what it's called?
There is some kind
Yeah.
of tropical
Yeah,
something.
that one.
Yeah, okay.
I
Yeah.
like the one with the greens in them.
Yeah.
Those are my favorite. The peanut butter and jelly one, I was blown away by how much it tastes like peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Haven't
it was good.
haven't gone that way yet.
The acai one, I like that one too.
Wow.
The Southern Comfort one was interesting.
They got
It
a
was
lot.
good though. I mean, they're all good.
Yeah. Yeah. So check them out when you're at the Carnation. Let's refresh the date. When is it?
Oh, June 21st is the actual
21st.
solstice.
There you go.
On the solstice.
On the solstice.
The 2025 Carnation Block Party Summer Solstice Celebration.
You need to put in some overtime saying that.
Yeah, but we can't change it.
Well, I mean, wow. State's going to get you, man.
The state?
The state, man. Yeah, they're going to come in there. OSHA. Too long. You guys are put in for overtime every time you say that.
What are we doing here?
So have you ever done playlists for your festivals?
I've had people make playlists for me, but I don't Spotify, so it's kind of hard for me to do it.
So I can do all the platforms. I will take this to all the platforms. If you're an artist on here and you want a different song, just reach out, find me. We'll update it. I'm putting it on the Tolt Records website. But we should throw this out there so people know what to expect.
No, for sure. No, I
And
appreciate
definitely.
you putting this together.
And I got one for Duvall Days.
So where are they going to find this? It's on the website. It's on the Duvall Days site, isn't it?
Well, it's Duvall Days Festival 2025.
So I don't think we've posted this anywhere, but got one for Carnation as well.
Well, we'll post that on the
And
Facebook page.
yeah, right
So
after this.
all these town festivals have Facebook and Instagram. Well, at least Facebook.
Yes.
Carnation Block Party has Facebook. Does not have Instagram. Or no, it does have Instagram. And so does Duvall Days, both of them. And Fall City Days has a Facebook. I know that.
Yes.
So the Toll Records website 2.0, it's working on it. Might be ready to go by the time we post this podcast. Not ready to go while we're recording. Trying to make that happen. But if it does go live, I'll have all the events listed and all the playlists that we're creating. And we can spam that out on all the socials, I think.
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. So we'll make sure that happens.
Travis can do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, just send me the links and I'll get those posted.
And again, future episodes. What else we want to say about
Dude,
festivals?
I get freaking lost on this couch, bro.
It is
nice.
a bit. You do kind of sink in, don't you?
Just sinking.
Yeah.
Like, they're nice. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's a nice couch, man.
Comfortable.
It is
Comfortable to
kinda
get through an hour or so of a podcast.
Yeah.
So what else do you want to say about the festivals?
cool. Well,
How can people help? I mean, it's a little late this year, maybe. Although I saw Duvall Days needs volunteers, but
oh, dude.
All of them.
Volunteers. How do we forget to talk about that? Yes, volunteers. We need volunteers for all three of these events and the others that we have not talked about thus far later in the summer. So on all the websites for these town festivals, there is a volunteer button.
DuvallDays.org. Just click on the
DuvallDays.org.
hamburger menu. Click on volunteers. There's a ton of spots in there. I think it's like 4-hour shifts, 2-hour shifts here and there. Love to have you out, coming out, helping out, because honestly speaking, we cannot put on these festivals without the volunteers. We talk about sponsors. We can't afford it without them, but we can't put on these without the volunteers. And all of us on the committee are all volunteers throughout the year, so just everyone aware of that.
and you get in for free if you volunteer.
Yeah.
Kids can't get credits, though, for school.
Yes. So for high school kids that need their volunteer credits, you get double the hours. So if you work a 2-hour shift, you get credit for 4 hours.
Boom.
Bang.
Where does that? It doesn't happen anywhere else.
That does not happen anywhere else. So
Yeah, I'm sorry,
Cedar
Ryan. It
Crest
doesn't
kids.
apply to you either.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Ryan.
all right,
This is for the youth.
Yeah.
Well.
So
all right.
come on down, kids. Get your hours. Learn from an event pro right over here.
Oh, yeah, I got tons of time to teach. Let's go.
Well, just look at what he's
Hop
doing.
in the gator.
Yeah. Hop in the gator. Let's go, kid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's my favorite part.
Yeah, the gator is nice. What were we
my
ripping
favorite
around?
part.
You and I were ripping
the
around.
whole
on
reason I do this.
Something incarnation.
Yeah, it was a gator.
The gator,
No,
man.
that was,
that
it was
thing
somebody
is
else.
But we're driving them very
responsibly.
responsibly.
Yeah, right.
For
Responsibly.
sure. We're not, when I say ripping, I mean, we're going, 10 miles an hour.
Right.
In comparison to walking.
Head on a swivel, checking everything.
4 wheels on the ground.
No peeling out.
Right.
2 hands on the wheel.
Mm-hmm.
No chit chat.
No donuts.
10 and 2.
Right.
You got your donuts.
Eye protection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. It's real good.
A little safety walkthrough right before you get on the rig.
Well, the Riverview School District, they
Definitely.
are kind enough to let us
Yeah.
use them as part of their, I guess that would be their sponsorship, right? We get to use those gators, which come in massive handies.
Yes.
That's not a good way to say that.
I'm just going to be honest with you. I can't stand gators. I grew up working on golf courses, man. So as far as gators are concerned, the turning radius is weak.
Yeah.
Oh, they're terrible. But it's fun.
And working on a golf course, you're trying to turn, and it takes a while because you're on grass. But the ability to carry stuff around, ferry people back and forth. I mean, they're invaluable to these events.
For what I'm doing, like I have to have it.
Oh yeah. 2-day event.
I'm running from a stage to town, back and forth, going to put out fires and help people wherever need be. And if I didn't have those things, I would be.
It's
a
tough.
lot of steps.
Yeah.
I'd be stepping.
It's tough because when Duvall specifically at McCormick Park, it's about 200 feet below, you know what I mean, the middle of town roughly. So you're talking like there's quite a bit of elevation difference as well. So it's tough to get moving around, especially when you're putting on one of these events.
You want to grab me another one while you're in there? Well, now that he's figured out the fridge,
first try, man. Wow, look at this guy.
No, it's a seltzer. I'll take another NA.
You want this one?
Yeah, we'll just keep doing that.
Actually, hook me up with the seltzer.
That one, buddy?
Is that a
That's
seltzer?
a lemon.
Take that koozie off.
I'm not going to, man.
That's a
You
lemon
get
there.
nothing. You get no. You don't even get to look at the. You don't even get to look at it.
These things are making me burpy, though, dude. I don't know if that's good for the podcast.
I think I got a deburper.
What else are we talking about? Do we get through? We need volunteers.
We need volunteers.
DuvallDays.org, Fall City
Days.
Days.org,
FallCity.org.
FallCity.org.
FallCity.org, which is the Fall City page. There is a Fall City Days page within the FallCity.org website.
I love how you know everything I don't. This is working out swimmingly, Travis. Thank you.
Got our social media expert just rattling off the websites.
LeeArts.org is where you'd go
yeah.
to do volunteers for the Carnation Block Party.
Perfect. Well, we're at the point where I think that wraps up June. Action-packed.
Wu-Tang.
Action.
Wu-Tang wraps up June for me.
I have some Wu-Tang info for you, by the way. Remind me when we're not on the mic.
What's the Wu-Tang date?
June 28th.
Oh, yeah. That's why I'm not going. It's my anniversary. Yeah.
That's right. You can't go.
I cannot go.
Wu-Tang's not for anniversaries.
No.
It's for the kids.
It's for the kids.
Was it Wu-Tang Financial?
Oh,
Did you see that skit?
No.
Oh.
Financial.
I don't think so.
I think it was a
Be part of
thing.
the Protect Your Neck unit or what?
It was
The insurance group.
It was good. We'll watch that
That sounds fun.
after this.
Hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, I think that wraps up June. What else? So you're going to Wu-Tang. What else you got on the list? I don't think I've got anything. I'm trying to wrap up the website and everything else.
You mean like if I can go enjoy a concert that's
Yeah.
not mine?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I just did last night.
Yeah. You were at the
I
Gorge.
was at the Gorge, saw Willie, Bob, and Billy
Yeah.
until we got winded out.
Eastern Washington, man.
Dude, I can't believe freaking Bob played 4 songs and then got ushered off the stage. It was terrible. But I was thinking afterward, so my first concert, I was 5 years old and it was at the Gorge and it was Bob Dylan.
Wow.
That's quite the show.
Well,
At 5.
5, yeah.
Yeah.
And, I grew up around music, of course, because my dad and my mom were way into the music scene here, and my dad was putting together shows when I was 1 year old. But this was like the first, concert. And I remember running around the Gorge before it was the Gorge none of what it looks like now is not what it looked like back then.
Was it just a hillside or what?
It was like an natural, that was actually there, the natural amphitheater part. But the stage was just a platform. There was no like roof on it. And there were big rocks, like old, prehistoric rock mounds, like lava mounds, basically, right?
Right.
That they eventually came in and took all those out and then flattened it all out and curved it.
Massive mineral
But
deposits.
I remember running around through the rocks with my cousin, Micah. And I guess the story goes, my dad, Bob Dylan, at that show only played like 40 minutes. His set was 40 minutes. And my dad freaked out, I guess, and ran up to the front of the stage and was like yelling. Like, what do you play for 40 minutes, blah, blah, we drove here, blah, blah, blah. And he was upset.
Apparently.
For what my mom says. So I found it fitting that the next time I go back to see Bob Dylan, all those years later,
He plays 4 songs.
he plays 4 songs and then has to cancel the set because of a wind delay.
Yeah, so what the thing I'm learning here is that if you're going to go and see Bob Dylan at the Gorge, do not
Don't
bring
take
Morgan.
Yeah.
If Morgan is going,
Right.
don't
Just
that
don't
you're getting
go.
4 songs.
Yeah, either somehow
just-
get Morgan to skip it or
Right.
just don't even waste your
Yep.
time.
Yeah, that's what I learned.
But Billy Strings rips.
Yeah.
Dude's so good. His band is so good. It's unbelievable. That kid is so good. That's all I
That
can say.
doesn't even explain how good he is.
No, you're
like-
just. I mean, everybody I was with was just like, dude, this guy is so good.
We see.
And I was with like all musicians.
I will say this: Morgan and I see a lot of really good musicians locally here. So when Morgan's saying this guy's really, really good, it is something. I mean, we're saying like this guy's better than the people that we normally see, and the people that we normally see would blow a lot of people out of the water, plain and simple. So like, yeah, seeing like.
Well, he's got his own fan club.
Oh,
They're like deadheads, but they're like Billy heads.
okay.
Billy kids is what I was calling them last night. And they're kind of like, wooks. They look like wooks. They're like Billy wooks. And they're all over the place, all over the gorge last night. And you could see these little pockets of them. And when Billy's band was ripping, they were just all bouncing. And it was like, it was really cool looking. I remember I had the thought of like, it looks like the gorge is like breathing in different sections, though.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. And then they were above us, like I was telling y'all earlier, just dancing their asses off on the hillside. It was amazing. And then Willie was really old, dude. He's still out there doing it, though.
How old's Willie again? 91?
92, I think.
92.
It's wild.
Yeah. But his band was amazing. His harp player was incredible. But it was cool. I mean, all in all, it was an amazing experience. The gorge was beautiful last night. I showed you the picture of that sunset. It was unbelievable. And even with the wind and the little bit brief rain that we got, lightning off in the distance, it was one of those epic gorge shows.
Eastern Washington can do that.
Yeah.
See forever.
And then the drive back was one of the longest ever.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But it was fun. Went with Garrett. We had a good time.
Garrett Hendricks.
Yeah.
Gorge shows are the best.
But coming up, do I have any other shows? I don't really think so.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
think Wu-Tang's the next one, and then John Butler Trio in August, which I would recommend everybody goes to that show because John Butler Trio is incredible.
And we got Wardruna in September.
What is?
Wardruna.
Oh, yeah, we're going to some Viking shit.
Yeah. Norwegian Viking chant music, basically.
Oh, dude, this is going to be so gnarly.
Where's that?
At the Moor.
Oh, nice.
So they did the intro to Vikings, the show. So if you know that
Oh,
tune,
dude, this is going to be so
it is.
rad.
So yeah, that's what I've been listening to lately. Is a lot of that stuff.
I'm going to have to do my Viking hair.
There you go. Yeah.
When is that?
September 14th.
So I got to keep
They're going to be here the 13th and the 14th,
I got to keep my hair through summer.
at least. Yeah.
That'll be rough.
Yeah.
It's getting annoying, man.
I got to cut mine off here soon or I'm going to overheat and pass out in one of these things.
That was
Oh,
definitely
you
hot
got to do the
yesterday.
man bun. Yeah.
Well, one, no, but also trying to do that one-handed, it doesn't ever come
Yeah,
out
that's
quite
right.
right.
Yeah, that probably would.
Yeah,
I
that
could see
would
some
be
difficulties there.
That's the deal breaker
Yeah.
right there.
And-
Because I
I-
couldn't imagine doing that with one hand.
Yeah, and the
Jesus.
wife tries, and it just it's
I can barely do it with two hands.
yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna just cut it short,
I feel
Right.
like there's a show I'm forgetting about.
probably, but we'll get it
there's
next
all
time.
the Remlinger shows. I mean, we're
Oh,
all
yeah.
we're all
Those
gonna
are
go to
starting
those.
up.
Our shows will have.
But
The big ones, the STG shows. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be at a few of those for sure. That's always a good time.
can you put that up there?
Put what? Oh, the agenda.
Yeah,
Yeah, hold on.
So yeah, then we got all
I
the
need some direction,
all
bro.
the upcoming July shows too. But
Yeah, so the next one of these we're going to record towards the end of June. We're going to talk about all the July shows. It'll be a longer episode because July's super busy.
Correct.
We got the 4th coming up.
Yeah, July
That's
4th.
big.
4th of
Celebration.
July, baby.
Yeah.
Austin Jenks is coming to town.
Gonna be
Yeah.
awesome.
Cody
some
Beebe
big
and the
acts.
Crooks is his backing band.
That is
The
gonna be-
Fabulous Orchids
Yeah.
will be livening up the stage before Austin.
Don't spoil the whole show.
Yeah.
That's whatever. It's already out there.
There will be fireworks at the end. I'm
And
just
then
gonna
there's going
tell
to be a
you.
bunch of fireworks.
I mean, I don't think you have to leave the Valley in July.
The
There's
parade in town.
such good
No, there really
talent
isn't.
that
You
comes
don't
in.
even. I'm gonna be honest with you. You don't really need to leave Carnation
Yeah, that's true.
once July starts.
I can't. So
So, yeah, so he's stuck here. But I mean, yeah, towards the end of July, we need to migrate up north, but
And Brody Nation,
or up east, I
it's
guess.
south.
Southeast.
Sure.
Brody is in July.
Brody Nation.
Yeah.
July 10th through the 13th.
Yeah.
The lineup comes out this week.
Ooh,
It better come out this week.
The poster comes out this week too, which it's looking really cool.
beautiful.
Yeah.
That lineup is.
And we're gonna do an episode live from the hippie stage, we said, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then
gonna be
towards the
epic.
end of July, when things calm down a little bit, we'll talk about August.
We're done?
Well,
Yeah, like what
I want to talk about. I want to talk about the podcast on the
specifically?
podcast.
Yeah, we're going to talk about ourselves.
Yeah, it's very meta.
Yeah, this is meandering.
Hello, listeners. Sorry for cutting in. This is Ryan. I am in the studio the day after working on the podcast, and I realized there's another 45 minutes of us talking about the podcast, and this thing has gone on long enough. So I'm going to cut it right there and call that one good. I want to thank you for listening. This is episode 1. We've already taken a ton of notes. We're getting better. We're going to bring you more stories, more content. There'll be a lot more of these throughout the year. Next one's coming in just a couple weeks as we put that together and get it out to you. Again, thank you, the listener, for listening to this thing. That's how we get support. That's how we keep going. That's how we bring more guests on and go more in depth. I want to thank Travis and Morgan, obviously, for all of their work in helping me put this together. You'll be hearing from them on the regular. And we need your support. How can you support us? Well, you can support us by telling all your friends, your family, tell everybody you know. In fact, tell people you don't know. Let's get the word out that this thing is here, and all of the information about the local events is going to be contained within these podcasts. Again, a production of Tolt Records, more on that project to come. And I'm excited. So thank you much for listening. And we'll do it again real soon. You have a great one. I'm going to finish this up right now. Get it out to you.